Hello, my name is Will Gamash, and I play the trombone. And today we're going to talk about non-classical playing and learning music by ear. That's something that in music school I didn't get a chance to learn. That was something I actually developed rather recently as I started doing more and more non-classical playing. What I mean by non-classical playing is yes, jazz, but also funk, hip hop, ska. I play in a ska band, which is super fun. A lot of brass band stuff, like kind of New Orleans style pickup brass band, second line stuff. There are all kinds of genres that use brass instruments where the music isn't written down. You're not going to find this arrangement of this chart somewhere. It's a skill that folks that play in groups like that just know those horn lines. They've learned them often by ear without ever having them written down. And it's a skill that we all need to master in this day and age. So, like guitarists and drummers and folks that start on those instruments often start, maybe even without lessons, maybe just by teaching themselves, just playing along to stuff, just learning songs, which is a very different experience than I had. I began in like school band, and I think a lot of folks that are playing brass instruments do. And it's important to be able to kind of do both of those things. Folks that can't successfully sit down and read written music have certain challenges and certain things they're not able to do until they master that skill. But similarly, folks that can't sit down and listen to a line of music and then be able to do it, or be able to figure it out by ear, also have some challenges, right? And a good musician can do both of those things successfully. So some tips that I've discovered recently and my process for learning stuff by ear, whether it's a jazz transcription, which is the way a lot of like brass musicians start to do stuff by ear. When you're transcribing something, often you listen to little bits of it, figure it out, and then write it down. And being able to do that is just an invaluable skill. So you don't have to. You can start with an improvised jazz solo. That's how a lot of folks start. That's how I started. When I was in grad school, I started transcribing a little bit. I was kind of late to the game. But you can also just start young. If you're in like middle school or high school now, shoot, you can do this now. You don't even have to play something hard or play some burnin', improvised jazz solo or Curtis Fuller or whatever. You don't need to do that. You can just start by finding a song you like and learning the melody on your instrument. The trick is to don't look it up on the internet and then try and play it, is to learn how it sounds by listening to it over and over and over again. You'll notice I have some earbuds and I'm working on some new tunes for a gig I have with the ska band I'm playing this weekend. So apologies, but it's really, really important to start the skill young. The easier it is for you to do some ear training and some learning stuff by ear now, you're going to have just a huge leg up on everybody else. It helps your intonation, and it helps all kinds of things. So here's how I go about that. You want to pick something that's achievable. If you've never done this before, pick like a super easy melody on like a tune you know really well. It doesn't matter the genre, just something where it doesn't have too many crazy notes that go up and down, or something that's really recognizable. It can be that too. And simply just find a recording and just listen to the first couple of notes. Figure out what that first note is. There's only 12 of them, so you'll be able to find it eventually. Especially if you play trombone, shoot, you can just slide around until they sound the same, and then you can kind of figure out what that note is from there. Sometimes it's helpful to have access to a piano or a keyboard. Even if you don't have one of those, you can download free keyboard apps and that sort of thing and figure it out that way as well. But once you've learned the first couple of notes, do it over and over again until you can get it right every time, and then simply just move forward a couple of seconds in the track and listen to the next couple of notes and the next couple of notes, and then do bigger chunks and try and put more of it together till eventually you have the whole line. So there's my soapbox for the week. I really, really hope that of any of these videos folks do a little of this, especially if it's scary, especially if you're already an accomplished adult, maybe at the community member, semi-pro, professional level, anybody who's already been playing a little bit, this is going to feel a little uncomfortable. But for everybody in any age group, it's really a humbling experience. It humbled me a lot in the last few years until I kind of got on top of it. But do it. You will not regret it. It will only make you a better musician. And the only way to get better is to do hard stuff. And to do hard stuff and be patient with yourself and continue to do that. So go have fun playing by ear. Happy spring. It's spring break where I am. So happy spring break to other folks in the area. And yeah, happy practicing. All right, have fun.